just gonna get drunk. I don't give a shit.
Okay. If you have over 10K followers on Instagram, you can fuck me without a condom.
I've been living in a pile of garbage for like a month.
If you have over 100K followers, you can fuck me without consent.
Things don't always shake out the way you think. Sometimes you're a dad, and sometimes you're having sex with a child's corpse in 15th century France.
And by the way, this thing is so crazy. Literally, I was like sucking a dick before I knew the face it belonged to at one point. It was really...
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 4 of Let's Kill Ourselves. My name's Lord Haw-Haw.
And my name's Tokyo Kuntpunch.
Okay, we're back after a long hiatus.
We had to take a break because I sliced off my genitalia and had to wait for it to grow back.
Yeah. Is that how it works? Like a newt?
Actually, I met this woman who says that she keeps getting boob reductions and they keep growing back. That's what she said. I can't tell if it was a joke. I think it was a joke as part of her set, but it's like it sounded like she was telling the truth.
That's the thing with those people. Eventually, you don't know what is joke and what is reality, and you don't know what is a dream and what is real, and eventually you're just living out of a Days Inn, vomiting into a suitcase, you know?
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
So
I have fond memories of living in my car. Sometimes I miss it.
Yeah.
I do, because when I lived in my car, it was so clear that it was me against the world. And it was like, there's something about isolating yourself against the world that's like, it's very soothing, right?
Yeah.
It was like, it got to the point when I was, flying on planes and some kid would be hitting the back of my seat. And I would just think, in my car, nobody fucking hits the back of my seat. I have peace in my car.
Yes. No, I understand that. I had that like a month ago where I was just like, everyone has abandoned me. Fuck everybody. I don't need anyone. I understand that idea. And it's a simple thing that you have to get used to it. But once you get used to it, it becomes a comforting thing.
Yeah.
It's not healthy in any way, but what is healthy?
No, like being totally mad. But I did find out actually recently, I was looking through old photos of me and my Depends. I took, many Depends shots.
Yeah.
I think you remember them fondly.
I do, yeah.
It's actually a total kink, though. I mean, I guess this is not news to you or news to people in the kink world, but Depends is a whole fucking kink thing.
It's a whole kink thing, but it's like nobody wants anything to do with those people. Those people who are into that, like even on FetLife, they're like, people don't want them around. It's like there's something about it that's really unsavory and borderline illicit.
Yeah.
Definitely unseemly.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Ill Stanley. So, yeah. This episode we're going to talk about Gilles de Rais, if we get to it.
If we care.
Yeah, we might not get to it, but yeah.
I remember trying to take a nap in my storage unit because it was it was so hot.
Yeah.
It was last summer. I was in my car and it was so fucking hot. I think it was like record highs. It was like 96, 97 every fucking day.
The storage unit was air conditioned.
Yeah, but it's only open like, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Right.
And I remember I'd wake up at like 8 a.m. I'd fall asleep just from sheer exhaustion of just trying to live out of my car. Oh, what was my point? Oh yeah. I'd wake up and it would just be horrible. It was it would just be I'd have to, do all the bodily things. And it was never just once, in the morning, after I had my coffee and whatever. So I'd go over to the storage unit and I remember I was laying down on my stripper pole layout, it was a platform and a fucking pole that I had there.
Yeah.
And I set it all up in a week, and they were like, you can't work in there, you can't do anything in there, you can only move stuff in and move stuff out. I was like, fuck you. So anyway, and of course they have that little beep, every fucking 12 seconds there's a beep that in all public storages, so that nobody can fucking have any peace in those, because they don't want you to hang out there. So it's there's always this beep going off all the time. So like I was getting used to just going in there and just like kind of napping, and then just like, and then they were just getting more and more nasty to me. They're like, you can't have your thing closed. It has to always be open when you're there, unless you leave, then you can close it. And one time, like I brought Sam over there, that guy that you served, and I sucked his dick in there, and they were like, you can't have sex in there. I was like, I was like, I didn't. But then I was just trying to nap in there, and I remember I laid down, and this fucking cockroach crawled over my fucking face.
Oh my God.
And that was the end, man, for me. And I'd seen cockroach in there, so I started purchasing these Tupperwares to put my things in, because I didn't want them getting in boxes. So I'd just like get these airtight Tupperwares, and I started putting everything in these Ziploc plastic bags. You know, I'd get these like gallon plastic bags, and literally just everything was in these plastic bags. I was like, I'm a genius. I'm gonna figure this out. But then a cockroach crawled over my fucking face, so I just like I was like, I can't.
It's pronounced cockroach. Cockroach. Yeah. Just so you know.
So I don't do that anymore. But my body's still fucked up from sleeping in my car for all those months. Like now I can like, every time I like do something with my neck, I can make it crack now. Didn't used to be that way.
Yeah, that does seem like something that you should probably do in your 20s rather than your 30s. But
yeah, dude.
Hey,
I am a late bloomer. Always have been.
Yeah.
All right. Here's.
So we took a month, 6-week hiatus, I guess, or something.
Yes.
Something like that. Yeah. We had a falling out, you and I.
We did,
yeah. I was surprised.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why I was surprised. It's one of those like frog and the scorpion. You know the story of the frog and the scorpion?
What were you surprised about?
I was surprised that you turned on me, because I'd always thought to myself, as long as I don't actually cross her in any way or have sex with her, she'll never turn on me. I honestly thought this. I honestly believe this.
I don't really think that our definitions of turning on someone are the same.
Okay.
What I did was get very angry and totally without filter express that anger to you.
Right. But it was like
against your wishes
about stuff that had nothing to do with me, you know?
Well, it's like yeah,
I was the only person.
We can't talk about it, because we can't talk about that person.
Whatever.
Oh, we can talk about it here now?
Yeah, just use code names. I don't care. You know, nobody cares.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because I was trying to get you to take my sides, like take sides. Why would you do that? Because like you've been friends with Chupacabra ever since you were like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My parents were divorced. It's like I had to do that growing up for 15 years. You know, my mother and father refused to speak to each other. They wouldn't even be in the same room. I'd have to relay messages back. I don't want to do that. I never want to do that again. I will never do that again. And it's, you know, it's like, I don't really know the details of it. I don't really want to know the details of it, to be honest. And, I just thought I could remain, independent. I could remain, what's the word I'm looking for where you're like?
Neutral?
Neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, neutral, you know, like when the angels went to war with the demons, the fairy folk stayed neutral.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, sometimes it's not good to stay neutral. Sometimes you need to pick a side. But
I started to feel it was the group texting, and it was like, I don't know. That's over. That's in the past.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something else. Like the fact that like, I mean, we don't have to. We can keep on this. It's just like, I feel like you told me you don't want to talk about this certain figure, but are you now saying like we can talk about it on the podcast, just not off the podcast?
As long as it's entertaining.
As long as it's entertaining.
If it stops to be entertaining, we should move on to a different subject.
The territory that it would take would be like, it's more it's like two girls talking about something that's like real for them versus like maybe necessarily entertaining. And by two girls, I mean you and me, because it's like when I talk about this stuff, I feel like I'm talking to my girlfriend about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's probably not that entertaining.
Anything that upsets me these days, it's like basically I'm like in a fetal position.
Could you cry on command?
I can't leave the house for like a month. What?
Could you cry on command?
Probably.
Let's see. Should we both try to cry right now?
I don't want to do that right now.
I think it might be entertaining though. Okay, we don't have to.
I mean, I'm already starting to kind of, I'm just kind of sad about everything these days. So, sex party. You talk about the fucking sex
let's
party.
Talk about this. Okay, give you guys little juicy
I'm gonna
bits.
start crying. Like, I'm pretty close to it. So, yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about the fucking sex party.
Okay.
Where was the goddamn sex party?
It was in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
I was seeing this model. Okay. Who at the time I thought was so fucking gorgeous. But the thing was, like, as soon as I started seeing him, I started getting, like, extremely depressed. It's like, when I see a famous person and then I, like, leave the famous person. Well, it's like this person happened to have, like, a really... Like, I don't know. It's just, like... It just made me appreciate real people so much more. It's like... Yeah, I don't know. We went to the sex party. He just talked all this shit to me. He was like... He was going through this shit with his
Who's this person again? I'm sorry.
Ex-girlfriend. He was just a model. Let's just call him Broken Dick.
Okay.
Because I could never come with that guy.
Broke Dick Mountain.
Seriously. Like,
my dad broke his dick once. Like his fourth wife. Fourth wife? Yeah. Like, if a woman's on top, sometimes she can come down the wrong way.
Oh, shit. Did it heal?
Get surgery to fix it.
Like a starfish? Oh, shit. Yeah.
It breaks the... Oosh, it's not good. Ugh. It's real bad.
Well, this shit just, like, won't stay hard when I sit on top. Sometimes dicks have that problem, and it's just, like, I can't come unless I'm sitting on top, so it's just, like, if you can't stay hard while I'm sitting on top, you may as well just fucking be dead to me.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, but...
No, look, people get used to certain ways of doing things,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I had some
I usually am like, get on top when I can't, okay. This motherfucker says it's entertaining. So I usually am like, get on top because I'm about to come in this position.
Yeah.
And I'm that is less likely to happen when the woman is on top. Like I could just relax for a second and think about the Holocaust or something. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
It's like some people ask for like world peace. Some people will ask for a nice president. I don't ask for much. I just ask that these models fucking keep their assholes clean so I can rim without getting strep throat. But apparently it's just too much to ask. Because I keep getting strep throat and I'm pretty much like 100% sure it's from licking model ass.
Here's the thing. People say like, oh no, it's totally healthy, fine to eat ass. And it's like, I don't care how clean you get it. There's some stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean...
And I got some weird, like, parasite from eating ass at one point.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, I had, like, it was like in my intestines. It was just some weird parasite that did some stuff. I forget what it did, but it did some things. Yeah. It was not pleasant.
I mean, do you think that the Greeks back in the day when they were, like, drinking and vomiting and fucking, that they were eating ass back then? Or is this, like, a new thing, you think? Because, I mean, I haven't seen it. Have you ever seen, like, any ancient porn where people eat each other's ass?
I haven't looked at I've never actually looked through the Kama Sutra.
This is something we should check out. How
Neglectoid is here.
How old does eating ass go back to?
That's a good question.
Or is it a fucking modern?
Analingus. Yeah, I don't know.
Analingus, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It has many names. Analingus.
I have a theory: when you put more information into your brain, other information leaves, which is why you can't remember neutral, because you've learned the word analingus.
Yeah.
It's like you can't keep all of it in.
Yeah.
There's too much trivia.
Right. But yeah, no, you can get some stuff,
Yeah, and I'm just sick of it. Yeah. I'm just sick of it. It's like, I know that the way to a model's heart is through his ass, but I just can't do it anymore.
Fucking finger him or something, You don't gotta,
Yeah.
Get a fucking get a toy or something. You gotta.
So you
don't need to be a hero. You don't need to be a hero for every fucking.
Yeah.
Tom, Dick, and Armando.
Should
that walks out of the fucking Ford modeling agency, right?
Not anymore. I'm like so disillusioned. It's like I thought to myself, if I fuck this guy, then I'm like, there'll be nothing left for me to do. But now I just literally have such an appreciation with people with like a good personality. Like, that's all I want. It's like, all I want is like, can you just like be a decent human being? Like, can you be better than me? Because I'm like a piece of shit.
I've been living in a pile of garbage for like a month. And you're like, I say, out of all the models and all the sex parties I've been to, the blah, 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 and all the celebrities that I've dined with and been sad about after, I have to say, you know, in my memoir, I discuss all of this in detail. You'll have to buy it. You'll simply have to buy it.
Can we say names on here, or are we
Yeah,
gonna
I don't
get
give
like
a
sued?
shit.
Are we gonna be like sued? And
No, we could say anything. You know, I don't care. What are they gonna do?
I don't know. They have
know?
money. Like one of them has like a shit ton of properties. I
Sue
feel like
me.
he
Go
could-
ahead, sue me. I will disappear off the face of the fucking earth. No one will find me. You know.
What
I don't
about
care.
me?
I don't give a shit.
I don't want to
Well,
get
that'll
sued.
be a problem. Yeah,
I don't
but-
want to get sued.
Yeah. No, say
I-
things about people. It doesn't matter. The internet is full of conspiracy theories. People are like, people are saying Tom Hanks is a pedophile who eats children. You
I
can
was
say
reading
anything.
that like
Nothing
I was
matters.
reading that like
He's
Taylor
not,
Swift.
but, you know.
I was reading that
Might
Taylor
be.
Swift
Who
has
knows?
a legal team that like
Yeah.
won't let anybody say shit about her anywhere, and like goes around and just like scares people out of like mentioning her name or talking about her songs anywhere now.
I mean, that would be great publicity.
Taylor
you know?
Swift.
Yeah. Yeah.
To put that out there as a
Yeah, I mean, I heard that she's actually 50 years old and she stays young by eating the pineal glands of Polynesian children. This is what I've heard. I mean, I don't know if that's true,
Oh my
but I've
God.
heard that. I've heard that she is way older than she looks, and it's because of decades of eating the pineal glands of Polynesian children. Which makes sense because the pineal gland is the third eye, as spoken of in Hinduism and Buddhism. The chakra.
True.
Yeah. The Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan.
Chakra Khan.
Chakra Khan.
I feel
Cobra
like
Khan.
okay.
Kubla Khan. Let's
For
name all the Khans.
for all of you,
I don't give a shit.
the Khans and the Knotts.
Yeah.
I went to Marshall's and I was avoiding it for a while because my grandpa's name is Marshall, and it's true.
Continue.
It's true.
I'm sorry,
He
this is really dumb.
Well, I mean, we all have
Yeah.
these weird idiosyncrasies of why we like fucking, I don't know, why we like fucking stay away from chupacabras. And it's like, we all have our reasons.
Yeah.
And he didn't always particularly like, I mean, I don't know. He was older when I knew him. So, but anyway, I found some dope shit. I found like a couple, like I found like this shirt. I found these jeans. Like, it was great. I got these shoes.
Okay.
Are they fucking fly? They're New Balance. And last night, this fucking dude stepped on the back of them, and then he stepped on the front of them. I was like, you fucking bitch. I was like, these are brand new from Marshall's. This is like a $26 shoe. Anyways, but
Were
I
you
do.
guys dancing his Stairway to Heaven or
He
something?
was trying to come. He was trying to come on to me.
Okay, yeah.
It was like it was so weird. He walked behind me, stepped on it, and then
Yeah.
I was like, "Thank you," and he was like trying to talk to me. I'm like, "Sorry, Pablo, but that's not how this works." But my point is like, I do need a bra with these shirts. Like they make my nips look kind of weird. So
Yeah, I understand. I have.
It's like weird.
I actually have that issue with some T-shirts.
I've never
T-shirts
encountered
are
this
very
before. But I mean,
fickle creature.
it's a $12 shirt. So like,
Right.
I mean, I've never had this. Is
Yeah.
probably why it's a $12 shirt. Okay, so back to this sex party.
Okay, sex party.
I don't want to say his name because.
Just say his first name. It doesn't matter. A first name.
All right,
Come on.
Thomas.
Okay. Oh my God. The lawyers are coming.
All
They're
right.
coming.
So, yeah, it was funny because like it was really a strange thing from the start. We only like hung out a few times, and that consisted of him coming over, fucking me without a condom, me running to Planned Parenthood to get on PrEP and try not to get AIDS.
Right.
Thank you for that, by the way. You were the one that helped me realize I needed to do that.
Yeah.
But I had to actually go off that pill because my kidney function decreased 10%. And that pill, PrEP, by the way, viewers, is
What are you, a cyborg? How do you know your fucking kidney functions?
because you have
10%?
to, because it affects your liver and kidney, and you have to get tested.
Oh, I see.
Every month when you're on it.
Oh, that was like when I was on lithium.
Yeah.
I had to do the same thing when I was on lithium.
So much trouble, so
Yeah.
much work. This guy, meanwhile, doesn't do
Wait,
shit
so you're
for
not
me.
on PrEP anymore?
All this. No, I went off of it,
So
but
what,
I
are you
got.
using condoms now, or are you just like,
Well, I haven't had sex since I went off of it.
when did you
'cause-
go off of it?
Like 2 weeks ago,
Okay.
or like maybe 1 week ago.
You know, one time I think about this sometimes. I haven't been able to do it lately, but just not being completely chaste, being completely celibate, meaning no masturbation either.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't done that since I was like 13 to like 18.
I don't know. I don't know what it's like for women because science still hasn't figured out what female ejaculate actually is for those of women that do actually squirt. I've looked this up on WebMD. They're like, science may never know. It's like, I don't
what
take
the substance is
and test it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of squirting, I was at this sex party and there was this one guy there. Within all the madness, I was over in safe booby land and I was like sucking on a teat and I was just trying to stay away from all the fucking dicks that were there. And by the way, this thing is so crazy. Literally, I was like sucking a dick before I knew the face it belonged to at one point. It was really, it was amazing. But, it was actually, there were just so many crazy moments. I think when I saw this guy laugh the most because he had me take G.
What if the face was just another dick? And the dick had a face on
my God,
the end of it.
This yoga teacher tonight made this such a funny joke about this guy. He was in Happy Baby and then she was like, and then I went up to him and noticed he had another Happy Baby. It was so funny. She was talking about his dick. She was really funny. Jane Johnson. Anyway.
But he was holding a baby?
No, it was his dick.
But what's Happy Baby?
Happy Baby is a pose where you go like this. Like, you lay down
all right.
and you like grab your you know what I'm talking about?
No, because I'm not familiar with sweetheart.
Hang on.
You're going to break everything. All right.
It's like this.
Okay.
If you lay way back.
Okay, all right, yeah.
And you like fucking spread out your shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, did I break everything again? Did I break everything?
I don't know. Who knows? You know?
Yeah, so if you heard about G, you know about G. I'm sure you know about G. G is like that drug that you take to make
GHB, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've taken it.
Well, I like to call G the drug.
My ex got a DUI while on G. Shouldn't drive on GHB. It's not a good idea.
It made me feel like a little bit like it was a little bit like Oxycontin. Yeah. It just made me feel like all the fucking blood drained from my body. I was just like, ugh.
It's just, to me, it's just kind of like you're drunk quicker than drinking, you know?
Yeah, I like to call it the drug that makes you able to fuck people that you normally would want nothing to do with.
Right.
That's how it functioned for me.
Yeah.
At the sex party.
Well, it is a little date rapey, you know, that drug. It can be used for such purposes.
So there was this one guy there, very sweet guy. We had a great connection. Came over to me, took 2 fingers. It's like, I can show you how to squirt. You want to see? And I'm just like, not really. Because personally, I'm a clean person. I don't want to learn to squirt because I don't want to have to fucking have.
That's interesting because I thought only certain women could squirt. I don't think it was like any woman could
He
squirt.
said anybody. And he's like, you want me to show you? I was like, yeah, why not? This, I'm at this fucking sex party. I've, fucked, so many guys this far. Why not? But it didn't feel good.
Were you on drugs?
I was on G.
Okay. Yeah.
So he took 2 fingers. He stuck them way up into my Lithuanian wall. And I was like, it felt really weird and uncomfortable. And he was like, yeah, that feeling, just let go and relax. And I was just like, I don't really want to. I'm like, I don't really fucking want to. Like, it didn't feel good. And it's like, I don't think this could feel good. So I was just like, yeah. He's like, how about I just suck on your pussy for a minute? I was like, all right. And then I was just like, okay, listen, I think I need a break. The other thing that was weird about the sex party was Thomas, who never fucking ate my pussy, like ever, except for like 1 second. I would like there was this one point where he was licking this woman's pussy. It must have been like a half an hour, and it was so long that her partner came over, and it was a whole group thing, and I just like had to like watch. I just see this happening. I'm like,
was it like a cartoon where like the moon goes down and the sun comes up, and there's a rooster, and then the sun goes down again, and the moon comes up. It's like a whole thing.
It was exactly.
The snows come. The winter snows fall, and
I was there talking to a woman, and I was telling her all the things. I was like, he's not made me come once.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm here, and I'm giving him my body. He's had me talk to his ex-girlfriend and try to get them back together. Oh my goodness. It got so bad that her I think he must have been her husband, came over and was like, I think we need a break from my date. But it was so funny. He was like trying to convince me how it's like totally fine and it's gonna be great. He was like, in his little Czech accent, he's like, we're going to party together. We live together. Whatever happens there, it's like we go to Knott's berry farm. No, it's all part of the party. But then when they leave, he has a really funny accent. Like, if you want to say 50, he'll say 50.
Well, I mean, I don't know how many. I don't think I sucked any dicks when I was in the fucking roller coaster at Knott's Berry Farm. So I don't know what he's talking about.
But it's like, I don't know what analogy he used. But what was funny about that was that we weren't together before or after the thing. We were never dating. He just came over to fuck me and leave. And like when he was feeling generous, he would take me to Winchell's around the block. You know what I'm saying?
Winchell's. I've never even deigned to walk in that place.
Yeah, well, it's
because it's like it's nasty.
I have to.
I think I went in there once and tried to get something, and it was like a Danish that tasted like a ancient fossil.
Yeah, he's like, know? I don't want to go too far. I just want to chill. Can we just go down around the block? Like he loves my neighborhood that's like fucking gang infested and riddled with homeless people. I actually went to Winchell's this morning to get some milk because I ran out, and it was amazing because I was amazed that there wasn't like a dead homeless person like lying on the sidewalk like there normally is. I was like, wow, I don't have to step over a body today. I'm like,
and yet real estate values continue to increase exponentially in Los Angeles. It doesn't matter. It don't matter. You know?
Normally there's like a sleeping Mexican lying across like the fucking sidewalk where I live. But that didn't happen.
I like to go to Norm's after sex parties.
Have you been to sex parties?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Layered to Sod, and I've been to a number of the places.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been to all sorts of shit, man.
Well, okay. Well, I fucked like 10 dudes for this guy because that's how it works. Like, he wants to fuck their women, but he can't just fuck their women unless he's got a piece of meat to swap and fuck their men so that their men are happy. And they're like, why are you fucking my women? So
that's so complicated.
That's just how it works at these things.
I feel like I need a spreadsheet to keep track of that. Like, that's like fucking microeconomics. That's like,
it's crazy. And it's like, I did all this shit for free. Like, I probably could have scored at least $5,000 for the weekend if I was charging, you know?
Sure,
I broke it off with him when we got back because like 2 days went by and I just like didn't hear from him, and I was like, okay, I just fucked 10 dudes for you and you're just like fucking gone. And I was like, I met somebody, and at that point he wanted me to call and talk to his ex-girlfriend who's this porn star. And ooh, it got nasty. She got nasty with me, so I got nasty with her. And
why do you want you to talk to her?
No, he did. He's a sick fuck that wanted me to talk to her. She was like, I don't want to talk to you. I was like, we're going to do a music video called Big Titted Cows. You should be in it. Let's have a fight like Cardi B and some bitch.
Yeah. Enigmatic, Euro trash models, right?
He's Euro trash, but my sister thinks that's too kind.
Are unreliable and unstable.
Yeah.
And this is something you didn't suspect
he
before,
was wearing,
or
God, just
libertine Euro trash models are not reliable or stable, and
but yet he like is able to save money and buy properties. Like, it's odd. It's an odd mix. But the thing is, it's
everybody can do that, but me apparently.
But what's weird is like, so then I got nasty with her, and I was like, bitch, get your nipples in place before you talk to me. If Thomas really loved you, he'd fix your fucking boobs. And you would think that hookers and porn stars would get along, but no, they don't stick together.
I need to move. I think I need to not be in Los Angeles anymore. I will never have to hear anything about what you just said anywhere else.
But wouldn't you think if you were a porn star and you got a bad boob job that you would want to fix it out of pride for your work? That's just how I was raised.
Well, how much meth does she do?
I don't know.
Because usually if you're a porn star, it's like, every now and then, like, I know a sober porn star, it happens, but they're only sober because they used to not be, Generally, there's meth involved or something.
She's really fucked up and weird. But what's even weird is like weird is like she was this kind of sick bitch that would be like, "Are you okay?" you seem really weird. Like, are you okay? Do you hate yourself? I was like, oh God, you're really sick. And then at one point, this porn star had the gall to call me unladylike. She used that term, and she's a porn star.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, but asking a woman if she hates herself is like asking a bird if it has feathers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, who doesn't? What person with intelligence doesn't?
Really? You know, I mean, any, you know, person with capable of more than rational thought could do it. You know, so I mean, for the love of Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What I mentioned before, the story of the frog and the scorpion, you know, come to mind. You know the story? Mm-mm. It's like a scorpion comes up to a frog at the bank of a river, and the scorpion's like, "Hey, frog, can you carry me across the river?" And the frog's like, "I don't think I'm going to do that because you're probably going to, like, sting me, and it just sounds like..." And the scorpion's like, "Dude, why would I sting you? I would drown too, you know?" Mm-hmm. And the frog's like, "Oh, okay, that's a good point." So then the frog's carrying the scorpion across the river, swimming across, and then, you know, halfway across, the scorpion stings him. And he's like, "Dude, what the fuck?" He's like, "Well, I'm Scorpion." You know? Yeah. So that's kind of my, like, I have to relearn that lesson a lot with people, you know? You know, with, you know, sometimes you have to learn it with, you know, libertine Eurotrash models, and sometimes with rabid angels. Anyway, nothing matters, and, yeah.
Yeah.
Who is this sexual predator?
The guy that he tricked me into fucking him 4 times.
4 times?
For 1 2-minute music video. It was like, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
sexual
you know what?
predator.
It reminds me of that famous Abraham Lincoln quote. You know, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, I'll suck your dick and give you a reach around. But fool me 4 times, dude, and you're gonna get gonorrhea."
Oh my God, you know? It was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I can't say this shit because it just makes me look like a fucking horrible person, which I am.
Yeah,
no, I'm not really. I'm just honest. It's like nobody wants an honest person in the world. Nobody really wants that.
Well, they say that. Yeah,
they don't.
What is that thing? It's like fucking Socrates or Diogenes walked through the streets of somewhere with a lantern looking for an honest man, and then he died because they couldn't find him. Or something. It's something like that.
Yeah.
So let's take a break for a second so I get a drink, because I'm just going to get drunk. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck.
All right.
You know? Nothing matters.
How about I sing a song while you're doing that?
Sing a song.
Well, I once had a taste of a dick so broken it left me in a million pieces. And I tried to sit on that dick so many times, but it wouldn't stay hard for me. So I had to... Well, I had dick in low places they go.
Gilles de Rais. Okay, so Gilles de Rais, in the 1400s, I want to say it was the 30 Years' War, or the 100 Years' War. It was either the 30 Years' War or the 100 Years' War. I can't remember because I'm drunk. Anyway, he was a French nobleman from No, I forget where he was from. Southern France, somewhere in southern France. And they used to call him Bluebeard because he would dye his beard blue because he was a fucking he was like a alternative kid, but like the 15th century version of an alternative kid. And he fought in this war with in the same company or battalion or murder or something, menagerie as Joan of Arc. And he became friends with Joan of Arc, and then they burned Joan of Arc later, and that kind of made him upset. But he was already kind of, much like me, I feel like he probably didn't need an excuse to be triggered into horrible things. And basically what happened is he had a castle. He had his own castle, which I've been to in France. And Gilles de Rais got into the occult. He was studying black magic. He was hiring alchemists and different kinds of sorcerers to hang out at the castle and do stuff. And he was trying to figure out a way to get power. He was also very into the theater. He was a theater kid. And he would stage these elaborate stage productions where every single performance they'd have different clothes, and then they'd wear the costumes, and then they'd throw them out, and then there'd be new he's just spending money like fucking. He was just making it rain. That motherfucker was just making it fucking rain.
Damn.
You know. So then he was like, well, I can probably gain some demonic power by murdering children. He he probably murdered somewhere between 50 and 100 children, and also had sex with their corpses. So it was this kind of long progression of decadence that, began with theater and dabbling in the occult and sort of just went on from there. Oh, wow, we got some people. Neglectoid. Okay, yeah.
What up, Neglect?
Oh, and Jacob the Embalmer. Remember him?
Hey, we're going to need all of your emails because I'm going to start fucking emailing guys.
Yeah, Neglectoid. It's, can you send me can you send messages on YouTube? I feel like you can. I don't even know how to do Instagram stories. No. Like I see people who do these Instagram stories. I don't even know how to
I'll
do
show
that.
you. It's very easy.
I don't even understand how it works.
I'll show you real quick before I go.
Okay. I'm like somebody's dad, you know? And I guess probably at my age I probably should be, you know? But hey, that's not how things shake out, you know? Things don't always shake out the way you think. Sometimes you're a dad and sometimes you're having sex with a child's corpse in 15th century France. You don't know. Things go...
No.
Things go all the time. Hung Young Tokyo Rose. What the fuck was I talking about? Gilles de Rais, yeah. So at first he was just killing the children of peasants and commoners. And at that point, nobody really gave a shit. Because it's like, whatever. You know, if you were a peasant, you're like, well, I had 8 kids, now I have 7. And my life is easier. So fuck Timmy, you know? Forget him. Who cares? He's food for the hogs.
Timmy was always my least favorite.
We're all just food for the hogs. Or a French, whatever the French equivalent of Timmy is. I don't know what it is.
We're all crying for Timmy.
Yeah. But they're crocodile tears, madam. Crocodile tears, I say. And then he started killing the children of rich folk, of noble,
well, they deserve to
landed
die.
Gentry, and let's say. So then they're like, no, you're dead. And they put him on trial, and then I think they burned him alive. I want to say they burned him alive. Or they killed him, they executed him in a way that was fairly rough, you know, in terms of shit. So now, and I went to his castle in France, and now it's like a fucking theme park, which makes 0 sense. It's like a theme park for kids. And it's like, yeah, we got the rodeo. It's not a rodeo, but it's like jousting or something. It's the European rodeo. That's what jousting is. I just thought of that. I didn't think about that before. Just like I often say that Jim Varney is the white Tyler Perry. Jousting is the European rodeo.
I like that you give it an extra like vibration. You're like jousting. It's not like justice, it's jousting. I
think that's just because sometimes if I drink, I become possessed by the spirit of Katharine Hepburn. I was jousting, but the field was covered in debris. Debris. That's what she used to say. She used to say, instead of saying debris, she'd be like, debris. I'm Katharine Hepburn. Debris.
Did we finish talking about Gilles?
That's the way the news goes.
Did you talk about Gilles?
I think later they became the Legend of Bluebeard, which was totally different. Have you ever heard the Legend of Bluebeard?
No, but I have heard the Legend of Indigo Beard.
I don't know. Is that a joke or is that some fucking myth of dick-sucking sex
true.
parties? I don't know.
There's like indigo beard, mauve beard, chartreuse beard. It's It's the trilogy of Beard's colors that were never spoken of.
Get the fuck out of here. You're fired. You're fucking fired. All right. I don't know.
Chartreuse color.
Jesus Christ. I mean, there was a red beard. There was a black beard. You know?
Is chartreuse a color or am I fucking high?
Chartreuse is I can't even say the word. Chartreuse is a stripper. Okay? It's not a color. All right? And that doesn't mean you need to get into a fucking Facebook flame war with her because you're a hooker and she's a stripper.
It was indigo beard, mauve beard, and crimson beard.
Those were the names of the Indigo girls. Right? Yeah.
I feel like I've heard about them.
I don't even remember what that is, but yeah. It's just always in my mind.
Oh.
Always in my mind.
Any potential clients listening to this podcast right now? Speaking of potential, I just want to know.
Yeah.
I just want to know because it is your lucky day. I am doing the homie price special for anybody who's listening.
Yeah.
If you want to qualify for the homie price, your mom has to have cancer and then it's only $160. So just get at me. I need to see proof of the cancer and there has to be chemo in there.
Now is that full pen or is that oral or what is that?
That's the full it's the full
Yeah.
It's the full Crimson Beard experience.
Yeah. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know, you know. That just sounds like a pirate escape room or something that they would have at Zombie Joe's or something. The full Crimson Beard experience. Yeah. Or a shitty band. But yeah, so the legend of Bluebeard, right, is that there's a woman marries a nobleman.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, welcome to the castle, sweetheart. I hope you like GHB and I hope you like dick sucking. You know, the whole thing, we got servants, we got the whole thing. We got you know, fucking a lot of rooms. Although just don't go in the basement. You know what place you can't go? Don't go in the basement. You know, just don't go in there. It's not good. There's fumes down there. There's black mold. Just don't do it. And so she's like, after a while, she gets kind of curious and kind of paranoid. And eventually she finds the key, goes down in the basement, and she finds it's something weird. It's like the skulls and bones of all his previous wives. And he had like 50 previous wives or something. Or like they're stuffed and mounted heads on the wall or something dumb. It's something weird like that.
That sounds like a fantasy for me.
Yeah, and he's like, and then he shows up and he's like, hey, you know, they all went down here too. I told them not to. So now thank you, you know. And somehow that story got evolved from the story of actual Bluebeard, who's Gilles de Rais, who is a child murderer. But I guess it's something that he didn't have sex with children and then kill them. He killed them and then had sex with them, which I think is better, you know?
I met this girl last night.
You're not hurting anybody
Nah.
after you murder them.
True.
You're murdering them, which is hurting them. But then a corpse is, you know, whatever.
I met this woman last night who...
I don't know why I'm defending this.
A woman... actually, your buddy Louis C.K. has a joke about that that I heard because I was listening to Bill Burr... you fucking hate that guy. I was listening to comedy podcast on Pandora. Anyway, met this woman last night who had a list of songs that she didn't want to be raped to.
I like that.
There were 3 songs.
Yeah.
One of them was like anything.
Oh.
One of them was anything by Right Said Fred.
Okay.
One of them was Afternoon Delight, and the other one was Closer to You. I don't even know what that song is. I wonder if that applies to like after she's dead too, like songs she doesn't want to be raped to post-mortem.
Songs you don't want your corpse to re-rape to.
I wonder about that.
Yeah.
I was actually looking.
That's a Spotify playlist for the ages.
I don't know if I was on youporn.com the other day, and I found myself typing rape in to just see what was up.
Sure.
And they were like, oh, we haven't found anything. I told her that. But I have this.
It's because you're looking on the wrong site.
This is terrible. I
mean,
really don't think, I don't think you should put this in the podcast.
I'm not going to go into details.
Really
I'm just saying you're looking in the wrong site. Anyway, continue what you're saying. Continue with this. I'm interested.
I think that our viewers should know that even though I am a crimson beard, that I do have certain rules. Like, if you have over 10K followers on Instagram, you can fuck me without a condom. If you have over 100K followers, you can fuck me without consent. And if you have over 1 million followers, you can fuck me without the rest of my body attached by way of me slicing off my genitalia and presenting it to you on a platter while it's still sizzling.
Ooh.
Because I think that's what people want.
I like that. That's like the head of John the Baptist sizzling fajitas at Chili's dish that I often order when I go there.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think I've ever even seen a Chili's in Los Angeles. But wait, we were talking about something a second ago. And you veered the fuck off. You're like, I typed in rape on YouPorn and something.
Don't say that. I don't think we should say that on this podcast because I actually.
You're a woman. You can say anything about that.
Well, because I know a woman that like was raped and like she has a whole show about it.
So do I. Like every woman was raped. Literally every woman I know was raped at some point. You know?
Well, I had disturbing thoughts. Like I can't even tell you how disturbing this one thought was.
Okay, tell me.
I was watching this girl dance, and I was like, literally, my mind was like, that girl is dancing like she's gonna get raped, and I was like, oh, it was terrible.
That's like that, like dance like no one's watching. Dance like you're gonna get raped.
I mean, she was just like dancing by herself.
Why we're not using our real names, you know what I'm saying, man?
Can I sing a little song?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink and yeah, go ahead.
It's real short.
Yeah.
Pussy fajitas, pussy fajitas, pussy enchiladas, pussy taquitos, pussy burritos, labia tacos, pussy horchata, labia salsa.
I like that, man. It's got a hook, you know? It's good. Your semen is your chi. And when you ejaculate, you're losing your chi, your life force.
Sometimes you can get backed up, though, and like a doctor can prescribe you to jack off.
I've never heard of that. I think that might be a myth.
I heard it on Guys We Fucked podcast.
Oh, well, then let's fucking, let's inscribe it. Let's fucking, inscribe it on a tablet like Moses then. If it's on whatever the fuck, I want to fuck Justin Bieber biz, the podcast. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's your cheat, I mean, fucking Buddhist monks don't, and they just vanish like Luke Skywalker at some point. They don't even, they're so enlightened, they just fucking vanish off the earth and they don't even need to eat anymore.
Speaking of Justin Bieber, I have formally declared that I am no longer fucking children and teens. I actually turned down like two guys who I normally would just be like, oh fuck it. Like Mitchie, remember I Die for Mitchie?
Yeah. He's
recently wanted to come over.
Was he young?
He's like 23.
Oh, okay. That's not young.
Well, I got a 21-year-old I got on hold on ice. And
I mean, that's young in that it's annoying, but if you're just fucking them, who cares? As long as you're
the other
hanging around with them for a long time.
The other one's like 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes those guys can be great because it's like when you're fucking them, it's like they have no legs because their legs are so skinny, but they do have a dick, and it's like you just imagine that like all they are is like a dick with no legs.
Their legs are skinny?
Like, those guys with skinny legs and big dicks, and it's like it all kind of like works.
Sorry, are these the muscular guys?
No, like the lanky skinny ones like you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hurdy-gurdy.
You imagine that they have no legs. You're gonna be like, what in 500 years they'll be doing some two degenerates will be doing a podcast and you'll be the topic instead of Gilles de Rais, like Yeah, she cut the legs off of 600 young male models, you know, and kept them in a box under her bed before she murdered them.
I'm done with models.
Yeah.
I'm on Raya. It's so disappointing.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, and I'm glad.
It's fine.
I'm thank fucking Jesus Christ.
It's horrible.
Every day.
But you can't leave LA and you can't leave me here.
You know Jesus Christ went to hell once, according to theological canon.
No, but I did hear that he dated a mauve beard once.
Yeah, Mary Magdalene. Mary Mauvebeard Magdalene. That's what her she was known as. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
What happened in hell with Jeebs?
What? Oh, he went to hell because because everyone born before Jesus Christ automatically went to hell, according to theological Christian canon. Yeah. So he was like, well, wait a minute. There's all these awesome people from the Old Testament. I got to go down and get them. So he went down and got Moses and, you know, all those other guys, Jacob and whoever the fuck, you know.
Jacoby and Myers?
Jacoby and Myers. I love those commercials because it's like, yeah, they filed an insurance claim. It's like, fuck them. But sir, they've hired Jacoby and Myers. Jacoby and Myers? Let's settle.
I'm Larry, and I will fight for you.
Yeah. Hi, have you been injured on the job? I'm John McElroy, and I will fight for you. There used to be a guy in Rhode Island who had I think he had a fucking used car lot or something, and he had dressed up like a superhero and had these commercials be like, hi, I'm Super Credit Man. And if I can bend steel with my bare hands, I can approve your credit. And he would like bend a fake bar of steel. And that's literally what like every commercial in Rhode Island was like. Every local commercial was
so
some
funny.
idiot being a fucking stooge, you know, and not using proper English. I miss it sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway. I think that's all for the thing.
All right, cool.
Radio.
Hey, you guys, I don't know if there's a way to message on YouTube, but if there is, can you comment how we can do that? And also, can you...
And also tell me how to do Instagram stories, because I don't know.
Can you also somehow, like,
and I'm
secretly...
trying to impress younger women.
Message us your emails, because we're going to do, like, a nice quarterly, 4 times a year thing when we get our shit together someday. And it's going to be cool. We're going to have merch. We're going to have T-shirts.
Yeah.
About
what
killing...
are we, Procter & Gamble? We're going to do a quarterly report?
Yeah.
Is that what
we're going to have a fucking email
We're not a publicly traded company.
We're going to...
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We're going to sell, like, fucking ropes and shit. I want our viewers to watch out because we're going to come hard, because come is for closers, and also because we're going to come hard with a theme song for LKO, and it's going to be so dope that you're going to want to shit in your own mouth. So just get ready.
We're going to be back to once a week also.
Just get ready to shit in your own mouth. That's all I'm saying.